back to our channel. My name is Contour.
And I'm Hodo.
And today we have another juicy scenario.
This is a happy, positive one.
Oh, it's not juicy.
It's juicy, but it's very uplifting. It's heartwarming. It will make you think about good things.
It's gonna make you think about
love, L-O-V-E.
Don't you feel like as a society we're so afraid of
L-O-V-E?
L-O-V-E?
No.
Like, not afraid of it, but we always feel so uncomfortable when it's
talking
mentioned.
about it, yeah.
Why is that?
I don't know. I think it depends on how we grew up.
Do you think?
I just think,
like, it's not something, it's not a topic
is it
that
society though? Is it the people that you're around?
I don't know, but it's not a topic that we embrace talking about often, and people always
in
feel
a positive light, yeah.
People always feel so uncomfortable discussing it, and I don't know if it's because we're just so emotionally unintelligent, or maybe that, like, even when you're in love, people won't describe the feeling of being in love with another person
because it's just awkward.
Why?
Awkward. But I don't know, because people are happy to talk about the negative stuff of being in a relationship or a marriage, and like even on social media, when I'm drawn to like, oh, what's happened, or like, why have they broken up, or what's the issue? But
like what can I do differently in my relationship?
Do you know what I mean? But I'm never like. But I'm always drawn to, like, I love love stories.
Love stories, but what about your own personal experience of love? That is what makes people feel so, I don't know, awkward.
I don't know, I just feel like sometimes it's a bit like, oh, I don't really want to talk about myself. Like, I don't want to talk about this feeling that I have. But I feel like, I don't know.
So anyway, let me tell you why I brought this up.
Is it because the books?
So me and Harlow have just gotten really obsessed with reading. It's so bad, guys. Honestly, we're just obsessed. We've suddenly just become like bookworms.
Yeah, I must say, yeah, I never used to read. Like, you know when people say I'm an avid reader, I'm like, stop lying. After like 3 pages,
uni made me so put off from reading that I just never really picked up a book and was invested in it again. But before, didn't you feel like when you were younger you used to read all the time, like go to the library
and things like that,
and actually get books out? But anyway, we've just rekindled our love for reading.
All I've been reading,
Kally and Hodo. Kally and Hodo books.
I'm not embarrassed. I embrace it, because shall I tell you something? These books have actually made me feel like I just feel happy. It's so nice to know about positive stories.
Anyway, so one that I recently started reading was, you know, that Bell Hooks All About Love book, and she was basically talking about like how she was saying people are so invested in this like idea of love, wanting to be loved. But I've only just started it. I've just read the introduction, and it's quite a long introduction, but she said that people just don't feel comfortable talking about it. And a lot of like the great love stories written in books and stuff are written by men.
Oh really?
Yeah.
But
then a woman's perspective is usually seen as emotional and erratic. But people are more drawn to the male perspective of like what love is. And
you know what it is? I think for me, I just like, I just feel like it because we live such a depressing life. Let's be real, like we go to work 9 to 5, we come back, we do what we need to do. It's not depressing, but it's like a routine, let's say. It's nice to get out of that and just like read something that's like just different from what you would experience right now, if that makes sense.
Saying that though, do you not feel like
I just think
sometimes it's quite unrealistic? But I think that's why we love it so much, because we know it's not something that could happen in our day-to-day life.
Can I stop you? Why? Me and Cotton have read the end of, where is it? The End of Us.
It Ends With Us.
It Ends With Us by Kally and Hodo. And I love that book because I feel like it really taught me the importance of like not sticking around when things are shit in a relationship. But like having, like, let's say the character Atlas. Why is that not realistic? And they're making a movie about it, guys.
No, they're releasing a book. She's releasing a book on Atlas's perspective, and I cannot wait. Because I just want to know what he was thinking that time. Because the story is about Lily. And what she's thinking and her perspective. But it would be nice to see it from his
perspective and how he feels. But the point I was trying to make is, going off what you were saying, why are those perceptions of love unrealistic? Why can't we hope and like, why can't we want to have,
we can want to
and idolize a sort of love like that?
I don't have an issue with wanting to have it, but I just feel like in the sphere of life that I'm in right now, it's just nothing that I've ever
experienced.
Not experienced, nothing that I can ever think that I will experience.
So you don't feel like one day you could be at the
on a
random bus stop? No, don't tell them the story. I'm saying you can be randomly at a bus stop and then the love of your life just walks by. You don't know it. You start conversating.
These are things that
you go back and forth.
And then you realise that like
you're really amazing.
But these are things that your parents tell you is how you meet the love of your life. They make it.
I once had this summer.
And they make it seem like as though it's through rose-tinted glasses, and I just don't feel like real life is like that. But I'm saying, I feel like the reason I'm saying that is because I just think my worldview is very conflict. I don't know,
that's our perception of what we see as love is, and that's horrible, it's negative. That's why we need to break down those constructs and think you can have a loving, stable, like extremely ignited relationship if you want. The reality about relationships is like,
what we
it has a foundation of, the foundation is you need to realise you're going to have this really lovey stage, but then you need to think about the turmoil and the difficulty and like, and I mean there will be, but that's
the aspect that's always emphasised is the bad bits.
Yeah,
and so I think that's what the issue is.
But that's the issue that we have. We need to deal with those issues, those core problems that I don't know if you guys have that, but we do. But reading these stories, I've read like 8 Kally and Hodo books recently. They're so addictive, and there is. But I feel like they're addictive.
They're addictive because it's something that we want. Simple, it's something that we aspire to. We always want to be able to feel empowered to leave an abusive relationship. We always want to have a happy ending with someone that we maybe.
But even the element of abuse that she showed in that book wasn't mad.
No, it wasn't crazy.
And it made me think like, if I was in that relationship and I just had that baby, I wouldn't leave. And I had to sit with myself, and I was like, this is so toxic. I actually would stay in this horrible relationship.
It's literally like abuse, but it's like, it's not what the sort of abuse that we're used to hearing about.
It's not abuse where he punches you in the face and like you're black and blue. It's abuse. He does though. He kind of does. Okay, we're spoiling it. But like, it's abuse that's minimal, but it's still abuse that
can impactful. To someone's
to
like
destroy you and your household and your babies and all that stuff. But it's like, when I was reading that, I was like drawn to that character. I was like, give him a chance.
Give him a chance.
But at the end of the story, I was like,
what?
She's right.
Yeah,
she should put up with that shit.
Absolutely. What made me so surprised is my ability to empathise with that character. Why am I empathising with an abusive man? Like, what the hell?
I know. Is there something wrong with us?
Honestly.
No, but I
was thinking, oh, she should take him back. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's okay, he's apologised.
But at the end, I was like,
but I just think that's us. I just think it's a women thing. I just think because we just, that's
empathising with abuse.
But that's how we're psychologically programmed. Biologically, I don't know.
We're psychologically abused, that's what we are. But I think overall, I just think some of her books, I feel like the endings are a little bit unrealistic, and there is an element of like, rose-tinted glasses, I get that, and she's selling a book, I get that, but there's no one that can stop you from having that sort of love, and I think a lot of times we forget that and we settle and we we fall back on the things, the core values that are important to us, and we compromise on so much, but really you don't need to. Your person's out there,
exactly, so he's there,
go find them. And on that note, guys, we are going to read our love stories. When I read this, my heart was skipping, honestly. And also, guys, if you want to read Kally and Hodo books, please, do you want to read them with us?
Yeah,
and we'll do it. I swear to God,
and we can have like a mini book club.
The title is My Best Friend. I'm Josh, I'm 21 years old, and I'm madly in love with my best friend, 20 female, and she loves me back.
I need to know what happens next. I need to know.
Don't you just love a good love story?
She loves me back, so what's the problem?
There's
What
no
is
problem. We don't know. We shall wait.
There's always a challenge.
This is what we've been programmed. Stop. They can be happy. Can I just pause before I start this? This scenario is not a Muslim couple, okay?
No, yeah, it's not.
And we're not advocating for haram relationships.
No.
But this is just a love story that has impacted us.
Well, not me.
Disclaimer.
I haven't read
She
this
doesn't know
book,
about me, but do you know what I mean? And
It's
we're allowed to
impacted
read.
you.
It's impacted me, and we're allowed to read love stories.
I just hate that we even have to add the disclaimer.
We have to add
Why?
them.
Because we're visibly Muslim, do we have to constantly feel pressure to read scenarios from...
that are Islamic. We don't. But I just want to add that disclaimer, okay? So, yeah. Okay. Right, I met Eliza when I was in the 7th grade. We clicked instantly. On the best friend level, we did everything together. We would hang out at each other's houses, go to movies, literally everything. For the longest time, her father hated me, and I get that. She was a 4.0 student. I don't American.
GPA.
I don't Americans do that. Is that an A?
Maybe like a first class honours,
Okay.
I don't know.
And I was a rebel, skipping class, smoking weed, drinking. When I got into high school, I might add, never touched bad stuff in the middle school. Okay, we don't advocate for that. And all that fun stuff. I should add that he is a police chief of our county. Oh, that's the dad. Through high school, we'd date other people, hang around with each other, and the only constant relationship I had was with my family and Eliza. I still feel like an idiot, never realising before. I just feel like I wasted so many years. Anyways, I clean up my act, graduate. Her father likes me a lot more now. We are still best friends. Up until 4 months ago, something changed. She came to my house crying at 3 AM and I said, Eliza, what is it? And she tells me that she's moving away for law school. A state away, 16 hours. My heart sank, and I've never had this feeling before. Deep sadness, like my heart was broken. So I, being an idiot, said, well, I hope you find what you're looking for. And I go inside and I shut the door.
Oh.
I lay in bed thinking, what the hell is wrong with me? Why do I feel this way all of a sudden? 3 months have passed and she's moved into her apartment 16 hours away, and I'm at my grandpa's house, my older, greyer best friend as I call him. I tell him about how our last talk ended, and he laughs at me. I asked Grandpa, what's so funny? And he said to me, Josh, you're in love with this girl. I knew it all along, and I was only wondering when you'd find out. All of a sudden, it all makes sense. I go to call her, and I see that I received a text from her. She says, Josh, if you, Amy, and Matt ever want to come visit for a road trip, here's my address. Aww. And then I had an idea. I told my grandpa that I had to go, and he stops me and he gives me a ring and tells me, go seal the deal with her, kid. So cheesy. If you're not ready, it's okay. Just hold on to it for me. Your grandma would have wanted you to have it anyhow. We hugged and I left. I had 6 days of work. He's a firefighter, part-time, so my schedule's different. So I got into my pickup and drove. He got into his pickup. I have some money saved from working through high school and my new job, so I drove 8 hours. I got a motel and drove the last 8 hours the next day. I got to the complex and I knocked on the door, and when she answered, her face lit up and she cried as we hugged. She said, what are you doing here, stranger? I missed you so much, Joshy. God. I had no idea what to say, and I just said, Eliza, I'm madly in love with you, and I have been for a long time. And before I knew it, I was on a knee. And she said yes. We are getting married in 2 summers, and I'm so happy and excited for what's to come. Thank you for listening.
Oh, look at that.
Look at that. How cute and simple is that? But it worked out. Why not?
Honestly, it's just you put in a bit of effort. Look,
and that's what you get. But yeah, that's my love story.
It just reminded me of Kally.
It does, doesn't it? That's why I was drawn to it. I was like, this is very Kally. High schoolers, me, and it's like a blossoming relationship.
Oh, but what's her dad gonna think about this proposal?
I don't know.
That's the thing.
But I think the dad, he hated him at the beginning, but now that he's sorted out his life, he was okay with him.
How did he sort out his life?
He graduated, he got a job. He's a
so this was a little bit later.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's cute. I just feel like we should really romanticize love. Why not?
I'm not getting uncomfortable. comfortable talking about it. I don't know what to say. Yeah.
I feel a bit awkward. Do you know what it is? Sometimes, like when I was reading that, I was like, this is a bit cringe, you know.
Yeah, a little bit. I did. The few bits were a bit.
But why?
That's what I'm saying.
What is our problem?
We need to deep.
If a man came to you, Colton, and he said to you, I am deeply in love with you, I would vomit.
I would laugh in his face. What's wrong with us? I feel like my response, and I feel like I don't know if we could call that a trauma response, but laughing at things that are serious is a trauma response. It's a
form of anxiety.
And I don't know, I don't have any crazy abandonment issues or anything like that, but when it just comes to something, because love is like so, it's like a very delicate topic, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I don't know, I just get uncomfortable talking about it. I don't know why. I don't know what's wrong with me.
I just think it's the way that we grew up. No, and I don't think it's necessarily a negative thing. I just think if you're not used to talking about those topics often, and like,
did your parents used to talk to you about love?
No, of course not. I feel like even
but not love as like a concept, but love more. They would talk. Like I'd say my parents were like I love you type of parents, but not in a relationship.
Not in a relationship. Like they would talk about love in terms of the
like
love
a
they
parental
have for me.
relationship. Yeah. But no one's ever spoken to me growing up about love in a relationship. Like I remember my dad used to be like, when you get married or something like that. But
then that also comes to like, it doesn't even need to be a concept of love. It could just be like, did you ever have conversations where you talked about self-worth?
What is love to you?
Yeah, like
what does love mean to you? What does it look like? Exactly. What is it in practice? None of that.
No. So it's like we're navigating our own whatever we're doing.
We're navigating blind,
and we just have to test the waters and see what happens. But like people, I feel like now if I'm like talking to my cousins growing up, for example, like the younger ones, I would happily be like, talk about it with me. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And then it really reinforces what that person wants, because then that teaches you like, what do you want in a person? Like what are the qualities you look for?
And also it would help them.
I just feel like if I was growing up and I had said conversations, it would make me really think about the types of relationships that I want. What do I want? What's my core value? Like, do you know what I mean? And then that will help you choose a partner that's similar to that. Or
but then a lot of it is naive, but then you have these situations that you're very naive, you're basically navigating it blind, you don't know what's good, what's not, but then you learn as you go along. And I think that's quite sad, because it's like, had I been equipped in the beginning with like some understanding of what like good love is, I'd be a bit more cautious about who I choose as a partner.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is why it's needed. This is why if I have a little girl in the future, she needs to have
all your boys. You've got to speak to
of course my boys. But
I think the boys more so. That I feel like the boys need to be equipped more.
Yeah, they need to understand how to treat women.
Yes.
And how to talk about love and relationships and what they do. But I also
and what being a good partner is, essentially.
Yeah. But the point I was trying to make is, like, my daughter's father needs to show her what a role model of good love is to begin with, and then she can obviously, in my mind, I'm like, if she has that core person, then she has something to use and navigate in the world and be like, and compare and contrast. I don't know if that would be a good thing or a bad thing, but I just feel like if you've got a good example of something that's good and cherished, that's an okay way to start.
I think on the very basic level, I think a good grasp of love is love languages. But you know how people always say that you have one love language? I feel like everyone should aspire to an amalgamation of the 5 love languages in some way. You can't just be like, right, she likes quality time, I'm just going to give her quality time.
No, I personally want all of them. Am I greedy? Is that greedy element?
Like, we should have all 5 love languages, and we should be able to try to give all 5 and receive all 5.
Yeah.
Because I just feel like if you just stick to one, let's say for example your partner is very good at supporting you financially, but he's not affectionate at all. Do you not feel like there is a huge deficit, like something's missing, and you feel a little bit like, hold on, this is not
fulfilling me?
Yeah.
I would want everything.
Read about the 5 love languages and try to incorporate some aspect of all of those into your life, and I feel like that's a good way to start.
Yeah, and I think it should be practiced with the people in your life. It doesn't,
and
if you don't have a relationship yet.
Yeah, and not just like, your romantic relationships, but your friendships, your family. Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? And then it's like a good way. It's a good way to show love.
And there's so many different parts to it, like gift giving, quality time, communication, a little bit of act of service.
Yeah, oh God, you really know them, don't you?
I do. I study them.
Oh God, Colton. Right, but yeah, that is our element of positive love. What do you guys think? Please let us know of any love stories. Do you have a love story that you want to share? Please let us know.
Or email us. Because me and Hodo, we're in the mood at the moment.
I'm in the mood. I don't want to hear about tragic relationships and crazy. I want to hear positive stories of love.
Absolutely.
They don't even need to be romantic. Maybe they should. I'm not going to lie.
It's got a bit of romance sprinkled in. Because that's what grips us to these stories. Do you know?
They do. Oh God, the camera's ending.
Okay guys, on that lovely note, we love you. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you're a new subscriber, hi, we love you. And if you're a returning subscriber, we love you even more.
Oh my God, we love you. Thank you guys
but yeah, thank you. Yeah, we love. Bye guys. Bye.